You did? I ate a wall last night. I went to dinner with my colleagues, which is 4 of us. And then Alan, Jordan was calling because they had gone to a bar. And I mean, our dinner. Yeah. I called it pizza.
I think green tea, but green tea thing is bad. Green tea like Starbucks their place.
Okay, I just start voting.
Yeah. It's proper to just bat like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
You can do it. Yeah, both ways.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Hi, Jenny, how are you?
Nice to see you. Sorry, didn't mean to panic you. Oh, come on.
Good thing is you're
I
here.
gotta take my boots off.
Don't lose those.
He doesn't want to take his boots off. He doesn't want to take his boots off.
Hi.
Konbanwa! Welcome to Tokyo. Hey!
Jerry, good to
How are
see you, my
Thomas?
friend.
Good to see you.
I
How are you?
apologize if
What are you apologizing for? Come on in.
All
Look at
right.
this. We're in an ancient Japanese house here in this restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is all authentic. All
It
of
just
the
happened to have been built off of the Ritz-Carlton.
Exactly.
Or maybe they built the Ritz-Carlton around the house.
I think they may have. Now the trick is going to be, how do
You
we
gotta-
sit?
There's probably an expert to...
I think what you do actually.
Look at those pants, though.
Hey!
Those are fancy.
Now, did you just come off the ranch?
I flew in. Okay, now that can't be the way you're supposed to do
You know what?
it.
I think what you're supposed to do is actually kneel, and then
And you slide under.
over. Yeah, I believe.
All right.
I've been watching. I've been learning.
Look at this, though.
I know. Isn't this cool?
It's kind of got a little Schlitterbahn action going right there. You guys had you even know what the Schlitterbahn is? They're
I have
like
no
a
idea what a
big like
Schlitterbahn-
water. It's a big German-themed water park in Texas.
And it goes something like this.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of sliding, and I'm sure the Japanese, the ancient traditions of Japan would probably not like to be insulted by the German water park reference.
Probably not.
Jerry.
Now, you brought it up. No.
I know.
Now, do you like hot sake?
You know what? I don't care for any sake.
Oh, okay. What would you like to drink?
I'm a little lightheaded.
Well, because you
We
just
flew
got off of
over-
a plane.
Yeah, we flew over Mount Fuji, and
Yeah.
look at this though.
I'm telling
Some
you.
sushi to start right up.
I mean, come on. Would
Now,
you
are
like-
you enjoying some sushi?
I'm going to. Yes,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
Hi,
Absolutely.
thank you.
So how was the flight?
You know what? It was pretty good. We went over the pole.
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you came. Did you fly in from Los Angeles
I did.
also? I flew in
Yeah.
from Los Angeles, and yeah, you go over the North Pole.
You know, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I asked because we took off from LA and we went out over the Pacific and then we went back, and I'm like, okay, I know where Japan is and I know where California is, and we shouldn't be going back over land.
Right.
And I asked the flight attendant, and she said, no, we're going to go up and then across Alaska and over the pole and then back, maybe even across. Would that be Russian airspace or something to get back to Japan?
You flew from
Los Angeles. Yeah.
You came across
But they said
European route.
no. They said
across
we
the
went
Pacific.
over Alaska
Okay.
and then over the North Pole and then down to Japan.
Wow.
So that's apparently the shortest way.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I just, you know, didn't want to be swimming with the fishes at any point, Jerry.
Well,
Yeah, I think.
considering that we were flying over water
Yeah.
as long as we did.
But I looked down at one point and I saw it was just ice. It was all ice. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're over the North Pole. I mean, I don't know. I doubt that they, you know, from a whatever latitudinal, longitudinal, you know, reference point, which would, what were the, that's like ice station 0. That's like dead zero,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But I don't think, I mean, I'm sure you don't go directly over the pole, but close
Are
to
you
it.
jet
anyway.
lagged? Are you severely jet lagged?
I'm a little tired, but I'm okay.
Well, here we have. Look at this. I mean, we.
Let's just get fired out.
We get to.
Now, what is this? Is this
water.
cool sake?
This is just water. Do you want?
This is Japanese. Now, wait a minute. Is that some sort of? Is that
Code.
Right?
Code.
Does that mean it's like vodka
It's
or?
actually just water. Yeah, which is probably a good thing since we need to hydrate.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
good
know
water.
I don't know how to say salud in Japanese.
How do you
say
say
it,
it,
Jiro?
Kampai.
Kampai.
Kampai. Hey, hey, Jerry-san. Kampai.
Kampai.
No, whenever I was driving in, the young lady who was my greeter at the airport,
Yeah.
she was having a phone conversation, and every now and then I heard, Thomas Haden Church, you know, and I just kept hearing that. I was like, that's me, right here, riding shotgun, babe. But I just get it. So what is that? But what does that mean though? Whenever when son goes after your
Yeah,
name,
you know, that's
Jerome,
what is it?
it means Mister.
Mr.
Oh, Mr. Thomas.
There you go.
There you go.
But they say it after. It was Thomas Haden Church son.
Son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's customary. That's
You look great, man.
Well, thanks. It's good.
You're
to see
always
you, too.
tanned and handsome.
Well, and likewise. Now let's talk about first of all this great role that you've got, Sandman. Come on, you bulked up, didn't you?
I did a little. I'm not sure that I still have all of it. I'm going to absolutely reveal myself as the clumsy Westerner, you know, the Texan.
Oh, with the.
I don't. Now, do you
want
is
a
there
fork?
a particular end that you use?
Oh, see, just like this.
No, I've used chop.
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly dexterous for a Texan with the old chopsticks.
Now, do you like sushi? Do you
I do
eat
enjoy
much?
sushi.
Okay. All right.
It's not really available in Vanderpool, Texas.
Which is where the ranch is.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what's coming out after this, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy because of being a rancher. Kobe beef. Only the best beef in the world.
That's going to be outstanding.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do some sort of a side-by-side comparison with American beef?
Well,
Kobe
did you
beef
bring
and
it,
American
did you bring any
beef?
with you?
Jerry, you smart aleck. All right. Okay. Now, that looks like a banana.
It is a banana.
Is that a sushi banana?
No.
Is that a sushi banana?
I know that's tuna. I know that's yellowtail. That's shrimp. I have no idea what the plantain is.
What was your first giveaway that was the shrimp?
It was the tail.
The tail. That's the thing.
So now, before we talk about the movie,
That's
actually,
what
since you brought up-
like the mountain man in the old days. Like, okay, I know that's the beaver because of the tail. Good word, Jerry. Outstanding.
What do you do day to day on the ranch? Do you raise your own cows for beef, or is it just kind of a fun? Or is this a working
commercial
ranch?
operation?
Really? Mm-hmm. So this is like you take this.
We actually run 4 ranches,
Really?
and I live on one, and we run about probably 500 head of cattle.
Wow.
Which is to say, we run 500 mama cows, and then you have calves and bulls and.
What's the productivity level? I mean, do you produce a lot of beef each year?
Yeah, I mean, we wean the calves, and then they continue to put on weight after we wean them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get auctioned, but they go off into the system, which, there are other links in the commercial beef chain. It's not like I send them straight off to slaughter.
Are you a hands-on rancher? Do you get down and dirty? Really? You enjoy it? So, when
My
you
very first job was on a ranch.
really, I didn't know that.
My second job was in a sushi restaurant.
Get
Crazy.
Well, then you should know what that is.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Jerry, I'm kidding.
you smart aleck.
I know it. This is very good sushi.
See, you're such a good actor. I believe
I know.
you. It was the sincerity in your delivery. This is excellent sushi. What
It is very good sushi.
now? What do you do when you're doing a movie like Spider-Man 3 for how many years? Did you guys
I
shoot
was
this?
asked to do it in January of 05. And when Sam Raimi, the director, told me it's going to be released in May of 07, I was certain he was making a mistake. I was like, Sam, you mean May 06, my friend.
Right.
And he goes, no, I mean May 07.
So it's very time consuming.
And don't ever touch me again. He said that. But then I started training for the movie in March of 05.
That's a big part of it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to fill out the sweater.
There you go.
Jerry.
So what are we talking about? 6 months of training?
No, we just finished the additional photography and the reshoots at the beginning of February, so it was almost 2 years. It was almost 2 years of, in the beginning it was 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, but with the metabolic analysis and I had to have a complete blood work physical every 30 days.
Wait, so you're saying you trained for the entire 2 years you were shooting? Get the heck out of town.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't really think, I asked my mother last summer, right after we finished principal photography, I was like, do I look different to you? And she's like, no, you look exactly like you did whenever you were playing football, so,
Did you like being bulked up like that, or did you want
Uh-oh, something's going... Uh-oh. Something's gone terribly awry in Nippon.
Did you get fired from that sushi job that you had?
You know what? They caught me eating out of the bus stops, just like this.
Everybody has one of those moments, though, when they're eating sushi.
I thought that was gonna sever more easily. I was really using my bicuspids on that, and
they just weren't.
That went to hell in a handbasket on me. Did you see that? The whole thing pulled apart.
I did. Now is that
I'm gonna set that over
prosciutto?
there.
Or is...
That was a little. You know what? It was a little fishy, that one.
Really?
Which is probably a good thing in a raw fish restaurant. But what is this? What is this, Jordan?
I'm gonna taste it, and I'm gonna let you know.
It's very banana.
It is. It looks like a plantain. It really does.
That right there, my friend, is Bananian.
No, it's eel.
That's Bananian in appearance. I'm going to take your word for it.
It is Bananian, but it is eel. And I like that word.
Thank you for embracing Bananian with me. All right, I'm going with this one, though.
Well, that's
like spicy tuna.
Safe bet. Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
So wait, so we were talking about you bulking up. So did you like the way you felt, or did you have to get lean right after? Did you like the way you looked?
All right, I'm going. Flesh tweezers
it's acceptable.
here.
It's acceptable.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very acceptable, isn't it? Yes. See.
Is it Jerome?
Jiro.
Jiro
is from Tokyo.
Jerome.
Well, maybe Jiro is short.
I went with a traditional African American name. I'm sorry. I hear Jiro and I just went Jerome. My basketball background in L.A. That's true.
You're really much funnier when you're jet lagged.
I know. That's what Jen said. When people are really exhausted, they have a tendency to be slapsticky.
It's true. I kind of like the side of you. So now, you play Sandman. Sandman has a daughter.
He does.
Without giving a lot away, which makes you a little bit of a sympathetic bad guy in Spider-Man 3.
Right. It's all about verisimilitude. One person's good is another person's evil. In the kind of warped context of verisimilitude, that as it pertains to the movie, his sole mission is to protect his daughter. But in the course of, ostensibly a humane effort, he, inflicts considerable physical damage and jeopardy upon innocent citizens of New York City. Well, and that's where Spider-Man comes into play.
Right, which is a good thing.
Spider-Man is kind of known as a crime fighter.
Right,
and,
right. Yeah, he has that reputation.
This is good.
Oh, is this the same one? Oh no, this is the one I'm eating. I didn't have that other one that you didn't like.
I'll trade you the fish banana. No,
You want that?
you can have the fish banana if you want that. Now, is this the Kobe beef?
That is.
Well, we're gonna have to.
You're done with the sushi, aren't you?
We're gonna have to slide the old. I got a flag on the play.
Well, here, let's do this.
I lost a piece of rice.
Let's put this over here, and then you can put your
You said
your placemat
the
back.
carved out.
There you go.
Now this is
It's like a
ceramic.
carved out palm tree, but
Yeah,
it isn't.
I think it's ceramic.
Yeah.
All right.
So now,
Wait, I gotta retrieve
Yeah. That's right.
my meat sticks. Come on.
So Spiderman comes in because you were out to
Now let's savor this.
yes.
Let's-
Well, I'm curious to see how you like this beef compared to American beef.
That's good fucking meat.
I guess
Right there, Jerry.
he likes it. I guess
That's
he
pretty
likes
good.
it.
That's very tender.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's really tender.
Now I wonder, are we supposed to?
Now
be
is it
using
lean, Jiro? Is it pretty lean?
This? Kobe beef.
Yeah.
By the way, we're gonna have to turn the camera on to Jiro here since Jiro's
Okay.
our third party here.
No kidding. All right.
This is phenomenal.
Really good.
I mean,
What's going on right there?
oh, this was just to hold your chopsticks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm curious what this is. I wonder if this is for the sushi.
I
or
thought
for the
this was
beef.
some sort of soothing stone.
You could use.
Whenever when conversation starts to run thin,
You do this. Look.
It's a soothing thing. That is remarkably
Tasty.
tasty. Now they must have done some sort of a stir fry thing with it because it's.
You know what? It really doesn't even taste like it was cooked in much of any. You know what I mean? It just tastes like it's in its own juice.
It's really tender.
Well, supposedly,
Yeah.
Kobe beef is
Just jump in.
is the bit. Are you gonna share?
I was.
The best beef in the world.
Well, not to
No, that will.
darken the door of the reputation, and now we're in the host country that's famous for Kobe beef, but the Japanese beef industry does raise Kobe beef in America. They lease a lot of property from the United States government in some of the northwestern states, and they do raise Kobe beef in America.
Might you
And
get
then-
involved in that?
No.
No.
And then, like, we run one of the most popular commercial beef breeds is Angus, and we run Angus cows. And Brangus cows, which is a hybrid of Brahma cattle, which are originally from India, and Angus, which are from Ireland.
Sure.
Or maybe Scotland. Actually, I'm not sure if Angus are from Ireland or Scotland.
But I wanted to, and I know you've told the story before, but I want to hear it from your lips about how you got this role, because wasn't it something about you were giving an acceptance speech at one of these award shows, and the producers or the director heard you?
I'm sure you were there that night. It was the Broadcast Film Critics.
Oh, you were very emotional during that
In
speech. I
05.
remember. Yeah, I
It was at the
there.
beginning of 05, and Laura and Sam Raimi,
Laura Ziskin.
Lars Erskine, the producer, and Sam Raimi, the director, and Avi Arad, who was at the time the head of Marvel Comics. They were at the Broadcast Film Critics gala, and
As it were.
I like to say gala. Some people say gala. I enjoy gala.
And you enjoyed Bananian.
This is amazing.
It really is.
I put this up against the best American steak, to be certain.
Absolutely.
It's very flavorful. I think it's got a lot of marbling running through it, which maybe isn't going to be great for your
Yeah, but
Your
you know what?
cholesterol rating, but it's very tasty.
It's so tender, though. I can't imagine it being fatty.
It's outstanding.
It is.
It's really tasty.
It really is.
And
So
they
there.
were not casting the movie at the time, but Sam knew me. Sam and I almost worked together on The Gift, a movie he directed a number of years ago. And Sam said, I know him, and I tried to hire him a few years ago, you know, let's have him come in and sit down and meet with us, and I did, and Sam hilariously, painstakingly went through the whole movie with storyboards, making himself chuckle at times, describing the various activities of the villains particularly. You know, and they were like, well, what do you think? And you know, I said, it sounds very exciting. It's going to be a big movie. And so Sam called me the next day and he said, you know, the next time you're in LA, I want to get together and really spend some time together. And we did. I was back in LA a few weeks after that because I live full-time in Texas. And we did. We spent an entire day together just talking about source material and the character and the story. At that point, they hadn't written the script, but they had pretty much cobbled the story out or together that they knew they wanted to tell between Sam and Ivan, his brother, and Alvin Sargent, who's the screenwriter, and of course Laura and Avi, and you know the I'm sure the studio weighs in with some with story notes.
Sure.
But I just spent time with Sam, and then as it happened, it was the same week the Academy Award nominations were announced. They were announced, I think, on a Tuesday, and they asked me to do the movie on a Thursday.
That was a pretty good week for you.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
nice. It was very, and I was very excited to be a part of it. I'm a big admirer of the franchise and of Sam's movies, and I'm a very big fan of Tobey Maguire's acting. And, you know, and just saw it as a terrific opportunity to work with people that I admire. I wasn't a big comic book guy when I was a kid, but I just enjoyed the movies. You know, I think they're that Sam painstakingly tries to convey stories that are, you know, they're clearly couched in these big action superhero movies, but I think he really tries to drive the dramatic resonance of the stories home with the audience by the performances.
There's humanity.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's what you take. And I've said this much before, and Sam and I have talked. I think that while children go ostensibly, or you know, young adults and teenagers, they go ostensibly for the action and the superheroics. I really think what resonates and what you know, when you leave the movie, what makes it feel important to you emotionally is that the performances land the way that they do. They have the gravity that they have, and that's that's Sam.
This must have resonated even more with you personally because you have a little girl. Did that help you?
Very much so. It's, you know, Flint Marko, who is the man that becomes Sandman. You know, his daughter is in peril. And any parent has to confront, you know, the possibility, the darkest possibility is that you could lose your child. And it was amazing to me when we were shooting the movie, the number of crew people that were parents who would come up to me and just engage me in conversations about being a parent, and you know, not about, man, Sandman's cool, or wow, you know, that big sand fist is really angry. You know, it was just mostly about being a parent, and I think that to some extent he is a sympathetic guy, but you know, there have been heroic, sympathetic characters throughout history that, you know, history didn't always, you know, foretell, or in their wake, you know, their legacy was not that they were heroic, because maybe, you know, their intentions weren't always clear. And that's what, you know, what's in his heart isn't necessarily, you know, what is exacted upon society. And you know,
what was the toughest thing for you as an actor shooting a movie like this? Because it's very different than anything you've ever done before.
A performance that I started shooting in November of 2005, and then we finished shooting it at the beginning of February in 2007. So, you know, to craft a performance And it's like, you stop and you start, and you stop and you start, because, a movie this big, you're not working all the time. And, just to have to kind of maintain that arc, that performance arc over such a long period of time, really, it's, 15 months. I mean, that's a long time to shoot a movie.
Have you seen any of the, or have you seen the finished product at this point?
I haven't seen the whole movie. I've seen a lot of it.
So you've seen some of these pictures probably. This came from a little bookstore, and these are the first images I'm seeing of the.
Now
characters.
these are those books that these are the books that I wondered.
Were you there when stuff like that was going on?
I was there whenever they were shooting the stunt work. And then all of this is, the Sandman stuff is all, as they like to say, is, what's the word that they use? Yeah, no, it's, inspired.
Oh.
It's inspired by me, because we did all this motion capture work, and that's why it looks like me, and, the camera can't really see it, but it looks like me because the CG work is crafted around the motion capture camera work that we did in pre-production, and in this particular scene where I'm conjuring myself out of the sand that's available in this 18-wheeler, truck bed. I acted all of that out, like rising up out of the sand, and just as a guy, and they like I said, they do video mapping and motion capture of what you're doing.
And then they transfer it to the computer.
And then they build on it. They build on it. I'd never really understood how CG worked, but it's all layered. There's literally hundreds and sometimes even thousands of layers of computer graphics. They start with an image and they just start stacking up on top of that image.
So a lot of the CGI stuff has to do with you kind of.
It's my physicality.
Creating it, yeah.
Oh, it's all my physicality.
That's real. I didn't know that. That's very cool.
All of it is my physicality.
And look at you. You're huge, man. Look at how buff you are, dude. You are huge.
This picture has actually been making the rounds. It's been pretty popular.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man's.
I know. One of the stunt guys that we used in this particular scene only had one arm. We used a guy that we did. A guy, he was born, he's actually a world champion kickboxer, but he was born with missing one arm, and they brought him in to facilitate some of the shots that we needed to get for this particular sequence right here.
Well, there's a secret from the set
that
you never knew, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was weird seeing a guy walk around in the Spider-Man suit with one arm,
and
the other arm, it wasn't like it was hanging there. I mean, he has an appendage of swords,
sure.
And he was I think he was French Canadian. He was very, very personable and eager to learn, and did a terrific job. He was really, and I don't think he had done any stunt work before, but he's a kickboxer and a boxer, so he was very physically adept and really, was very convincing and what they really had to convey was that. The forward movement of punching all the way through.
Right. And
the normal stunt guys that work with Toby, and Toby did some takes also, they had to keep trying to punch past my body, and the camera angle, the dynamic wasn't working.
So this one-armed guy.
And you know what? It was I think it was Sam's idea, or maybe Dan Bradley, the second unit director, who's the stunt coordinator. It may have been Dan Bradley's idea to bring in the guy with one arm.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But it worked.
But this is cool. Now, your daughter must be thrilled. Does she understand the whole
importance
of Spider-Man? No,
she's too young.
She doesn't say Spidey?
No. I thought she was saying Spider-Man one day, and she was asking me for a vitamin. She really was. She kept saying, vitamin. And I was like... How do you know about that? You're too little to get into Spider-Man. It's too violent.
How does she know about
and
vitamins?
She's like, no. Vitamin. And I'm like, I was a little disappointed because they're PG-13 movies, and she's 2.5, and then she pointed at her little animal vitamin container.
Oh, okay. Got
All
it.
right,
Yeah.
you know.
There you go. You're quick.
Papa picks up easy
Wait,
once
switch
it's
real quick.
pointed out to her. What?
Let's switch.
Did we roll out or?
You do a great man.